Tonight, an age-old rivalry is renewed. Some faces have seen countless battles, while others are just getting a taste of what has been an eternal struggle for American League East supremacy. In recent meetings, the defending champions have asserted their dominance, knowing full well one pitch can change everything. Under the bright lights, the pressure to perform can be overwhelming. These men have come through time and time again. Entire seasons have hinged on the outcome of these games. Big hits and clutch plays have punctuated the latest chapter of these legendary clashes. With new faces brought into the fold, it begins once again. Red Sox and Yankees, next on My Nine. Well, if you're coming from Manhattan, the 4 train is not a very long journey at all to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Now, speaking of long journeys, Alex Rodriguez seemingly had a very long journey to go from $599 to $600, but he finally did. As tonight, My Nine presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the defending world champion New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the first of 4 from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Al Leiter and Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. Now, Alex Rodriguez admitted that his quest for 600 started to affect him and, in turn, started to affect the team. So now this is all about baseball. Yankees and the Red Sox. It became all about baseball on Wednesday when he finally got 600.
Well, the Yankees needed a win on Wednesday to salvage the final game of the series against the Toronto Blue Jays, and Alex Rodriguez got them off to a good start. In the first inning, this 2-run home run, number 600 of his career. Yeah, he was waiting just like everybody else. The team is happy. Alex is happy. The Yankees won that ball game 5-1, and number 600 is history.
And as we mentioned, now after this curtain call, it's about baseball. The Yankees went on to win that game with the Rays losing last night. Yankees are first in the American League East, a half game in front of the Rays. The Red Sox are 6 out. Now, that might not look very good, Al, but when you consider everything that the Red Sox have gone through injury-wise, it's not bad.
Michael, take a look at this. They're 15 games over 500. As you say, it's not that bad. This is a triage unit. And I look at all these injuries here, that 6 of their starting 9 on opening day have been on the disabled list. You look at Kevin Youkilis, the most recent DL of the thumb, and Dustin Pedroia. I believe these 2 guys are the heart and soul of this team. This is going to be awfully tough for this make the ground if they continue to have these key guys on the disabled list.
And I'll tell you what, now this becomes a very big series for the Red Sox. Obviously, the Yankees would like to put some room between themselves and the Red Sox, and the bottom line is they're sending a very good pitcher out, and we have a very good pitching matchup. When we come back, we're going to break it down with Al Leiter. That's next, right here on My Nine. Yankees against the Red Sox. We're close right now. That's Outlighter. I'm Michael Kay. Ken Singleton will rejoin us in just a moment. Let's take a look at the pitch. You're a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
In the soul?
Was a pitcher.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the pitching matchup, which is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Clay Buchholz will go for the Red Sox, 11-5, 2.59. Javier Vasquez for the Yankees, 9-7, 4.61. Tell me something smart about Javier Vasquez.
Well, you know what? I think it's a tale of two seasons for him. In his first 5 starts, he had an ERA almost 10. Settled down, became more aggressive. Love his changeup, love his curveball. This was his last start Saturday night in Tampa Bay. Ended up getting a no decision, 6 1/3, 8 hits, the 4 runs, an eventual 5-4 Yankee win. Look early on for Vasquez with his changeup, in particular to the key left-handers, and getting ahead and being aggressive.
It should be a good game. First game of a 4-game set, and the stars are out. Yankees and the Red Sox, one of the greatest rivalry in sports. That's right. It's going to be unbelievable. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, next on My 9. Verizon Wireless, own the airwaves. The signal is yours. Verizon, rule the air. And by the KFC 14-piece fan feast. When your kid's game time leaves no time to cook, now at KFC. Beautiful Friday evening here in New York City, and Javi Vasquez on the mound taking his warm-up. So why don't we take a look at the Boston Red Sox starting lineup, which is brought to you by Hyundai. Think Hyundai, but act now for special deals at your Hyundai dealer. Jacoby Ellsbury's missed most of the season with injuries. He'll be in center field leading off. Batting second and playing shortstop Marco Scudero. David Ortiz, the DH, hits third. Cleaning up and catching Victor Martinez. Adrian Beltre, the third baseman, having a good year. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing right field, J.D. Drew. Mike Lowell taking over for the injured Kevin Youkilis at first base, will bat seventh. Batting eighth, a guy they really like, the kid, left fielder Ryan Kalish. And Jed Lowry, the second baseman, is going to bat ninth.
You're looking at the right-hander, the veteran. Javier Vasquez gets a start for the Yankees in the opener of this 4-game series. These are his numbers this season. He's appeared in 20 games, 19 of them been starts, 9-7, 4.61. You can see less than a hit per inning. His walks at 42. The opponent's hitting just 240 against him. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees pitcher scouting report, brought to you by Infinity Luxury Cars that deliver inspired performance. 7-3 in his last 13 starts. Undefeated in July. He was 3-0 in July. And be careful with J.D. Drew. Drew has hit 4 home runs against Vasquez during their matchups.
All right, crowd still filing in the Yankee Stadium, the beginning of a 4-game set. And really, when they say you can throw the records away, I don't know if you can do that totally, but this is a big-time rivalry. Yankees, Red Sox, Ellsbury, Vasquez, let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is inside, and we are underway. This is only Ellsbury's 12th start. He's been hurt, rib injuries. Mike Cameron's been hurt. You saw the list when we opened up the show. This team has been besieged by injuries, but somehow with good pitching and gritty, gutty play, they persevered, and just 6 games behind the Yankees. The 1-0 shows bunt, but takes a strike.
Yeah, this is only Ellsbury's 3rd game since coming off the disabled list. Michael was talking about injuries, rib injuries. He had some cracked ribs in a collision earlier in the season. Came off the disabled list, started to play again, still felt discomfort, went back on the DL. But he represents just about all the Red Sox speed. Last year he set a club record with 70 stolen bases.
1-1 upstairs. First batter of the game is just 2 for 19 against Vasquez this season.
You know, if you remember also, guys, when Theo Epstein, the general manager, went out and tried to improve their defense, brought in Scudero, Beltre, shortstop, third base, respectively, brought in Mike Cameron. Part of the idea was...
There's a hot shot. Teixeira makes the play, one away.
To move Ellsbury and strengthen the outfield defense. So there's no question, part of our open, we saw all the players, 13 of them have been on the disabled list. A big reason why this ball club is where they are. And as Michael said, great play, hot smash to Teixeira's left, getting in front of it.
Yeah, Ellsbury's still looking for his first hit since coming off the DL. It might have been with a different first baseman, but not with Mark Teixeira. He makes the plays.
That's going to bring up Scudero. Scudero hitting .279, signed a free agent contract with the Red Sox. Red Sox have really tried over the last couple of years to connect on a shortstop. That's been one area that Theo Epstein, the GM of the Red Sox, has not handled well. They keep signing different players. They don't fit. They trade them, and now the latest one is Scudero. And it started when they jettisoned Nomar Garciaparra, which led to their first championship. Scudero right back to Vasquez, and there's 2 away. Let's take a look at the defense for the Yankees behind Javier Vasquez. In the outfield, you've got Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher. That's left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. That's third to first. Cervelli is behind the plate, and Vasquez is on the mound. And here is David Ortiz. Beginning of the year, I talked to Terry Francona today. Said he had an awful April. He said we sat him down against some lefties, and a lot of people thought that this was it for David Ortiz, but he's found it. Now, the batting average is not that high, but 23 homers and 73 base. Look at what he did in the first 16 games and the rest of the season since. And there's a strike. And when you're an older player, you can't start off slowly. It's not a slump. It's the end of your career. But Ortiz was very confident in himself, and in the last 79 games, a very credible representative stretch, the 0-1.
Well, you know, the Red Sox were thinking about that dreaded word release, you know, when it comes to veteran players. I know if you talked to some of the fans in Boston in April, they would have said, move on, let's get somebody else. Terry Francona, tough decision when you have veteran players and they're not producing. And he stuck with him. Ortiz has come back with a vengeance and has really become the big poppy of old. He's in the top 10 in the league in the runs batted in. He's up there in home runs.
Going to be very interesting. They have a decision making at the end of the year. They have an option to pick up. Do they pick up the option or just get younger?
How much is it?
I think it's another $14 million.
That's a good option.
The 1-2 inside.
Well, when you say also, too, Michael, getting older, 34 years old, no question about it. He's not a young kid, but, you know, he's not 40. And the way he started his season, as we just showed the numbers, I like the way Dustin Pedroia stood up and said, wait a minute, this guy's got plenty in the tank, and he's going to have a good year.
Vasquez being careful with Ortiz in the count 3-2.
Ortiz had a 13-game hitting streak broken yesterday. In a game, I should say last night, they beat the Cleveland Indians at Fenway Park.
We just checked it out. The option for next year is 12.5. And that one is driven deep to center field. Granderson back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. Home run, David Ortiz. And the Red Sox are on the board. '24th home run. And that one deposited in the netting above Monument Park.
Part of Javi Vasquez, he gets a little careless in the zone, and he's really turned his season around. And certainly you don't want to get careless or miss your spot. Now watch Cervelli setting up, and this ends up being middle of the plate. Granted, it's a 3-2 pitch. You want to establish strike. You want to get out of the inning. That ball is middle of the plate, down and in to a guy who's got a lot of strength and obviously can hit the ball out of any ballpark. His 24th home run.
Well, this is a 20th home run allowed by Javier Vasquez, and that's tops on the Yankee team.
And that's Ortiz's 31st career home run against the Yankees. Here's Victor Martinez. You know, all the injuries that the Red Sox have had, we spoke about it. And I asked Francona, I know it's like asking you to pick your favorite child. Which injury do you think affected you the most? He said the injury to Victor Martinez. He said you lose a switch hitting catcher. That's hard to reproduce. He said that's hard to replace. He goes, they all hurt. Obviously, Euclid's going down. we've got depth. He said, but losing a switch hitting catcher, that's tough. Pedroia, one of the leaders of the team, he went down. That's tough, but he singled out the loss of Victor Martinez.
Mike Cameron on the DL the second time. You know, one thing, organizations trying to build up enough depth within their organization on the 40-man roster, players playing in AAA that can get you through some injuries. But I don't think that Theo Epstein, the GM of the Red Sox, is planning for this much depth. He doesn't have that much depth.
13 players.
Yeah, you don't have that much.
Tonight's closed captioning is brought to you by your local Lexus dealer. The count now 2-2. What do they say in the NFL? You're in trouble when you start to play your depth.
I think it's up to the manager to keep as much a positive frame of mind as you can. I think Terry Francona has done a good job.
You know, Francona said today in his press conference that he owes it to his players to stay positive.
But, Michael, really, the manager sets the tone in the clubhouse. I think Al would agree with me. If the manager's down, the rest of the team's going to be down. He's got to show a game face every day, concentrate on tonight's or today's game. This is the only one you can control.
3-2. Popped up. Jeter's there. Retires Martinez, and that'll do it. Red Sox get a run. Big Poppy with a big blast. A monumental blast into Monument Park. Red Sox won, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. Is warm-ups, and let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup, which is brought to you by Acura. Acura Advance. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, leads off, batting second and playing right field. Nick Swisher. Mark Teixeira's at first base. He'll hit third. Cleaning up and playing third base, Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano at second base will bat fifth. Batting sixth and DHing, Lance Berkman. Curtis Granderson in center field will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter, the catcher, Francisco Cervelli. And Brett Gardner is in left field. He's going to bat ninth.
In the middle of the diamond, 25-year-old right-hander, Clay Buchholz, having himself a very good year. This will be his 19th start, 11-5, very good earned run average, 2.59 innings, less than hits per inning, 46 walks, 78 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting just 223. Let's take a look at the scouting report. Brought to you by Lowe's. Let's build something together. The Yankees stand alone. Clay Buchholz has beaten every other team in the division at least 3 times. He has never beaten the Yankees. Cliff Lee is the only pitcher in the league who's got a better earned run average than the 2.59 of Clay Buchholz. He's got an excellent changeup, and he's got a crackling curveball, one of the best curveballs in the league.
Red Sox have been waiting on him, kept turning down trade offerings that involved Buchholz, and now it's paying off as he deals a strike to Derek Jeter. Yankees have played 8 games against Boston, and as a team hitting .290 with a .391 on-base percentage, and that's against a pretty good pitching team, the Boston Red Sox, the 0-1. And the count 1-1.
Derek's been doing what a leadoff hitter is supposed to be doing. He's been scoring runs lately. He's scored 6 runs in his last 3 games. And he's just 1 behind the league leader. And that's his teammate, Mark Teixeira.
His last start against the Blue Jays, 4 for 4, and really most of his hits, as the Yankee fans see often, to right field, but really used the whole field. What a day for him. 2 doubles and 2 singles. Looking comfortable.
Line drive, base hit. So Jeter starts it off with a single. He was 4 for 4 on Wednesday and picks it right back up. And that base hit will tie Derek Jeter with Babe Ruth for 39th place on the all-time hits list. Pretty nice name to be tied up with. 2,873, just 127 away from 3,000. 2 Yankee icons hooked up together.
Just about everybody he either passes or ties as a Hall of Famer.
Do you save that ball? I don't think they'd throw it in.
Derek would have a house of baseballs if he kept saving all these things.
He could build the house of baseballs.
Yeah. There's Nick Swisher.
Just take it to Lowe's. They can build something together, right?
It's Babe, Michael.
I agree. Swisher, 2 hits in his last 12 at bats. He's at 296. And the 1-0. Now, Victor Martinez is not Johnny Bench behind the plate. And the Red Sox have had some trouble throwing people out. So if the Yankees want to run, they have a chance against Martinez.
20% of runners have made it.
80% made it.
80%, right. He's 20% throwing runners out.
Which is not as bad as it's been in the past.
No, but still, that's not Johnny Bench. No. You're right.
Yeah, league average is around 25%. And above that's good.
High fly ball. Left field. Ryan Kalish is there. And he'll put it away for the first out. Let's check out the entire Red Sox defensive schematic. We've already seen Kalish in left, Ellsbury's in center, and J.D. Drew over in right. In the infield, third to first, Beltre, Scudero, Lowry, and Lowell. Victor Martinez behind the plate, Buchholz on the mound. Now, if you want specifics with Victor Martinez, he's allowed 61 stolen bases in 76 attempts.
But in fairness to him, I think you have to put some of the onus on the pitchers, because it's their job to try and hold the runners fairly close.
No question about it, Kenny. Buchholz does a pretty good job. You watch his quick, short little leg kick various times.
And the pitch to Teixeira is a strike. The Red Sox don't shift for Teixeira. Certainly not as much as the Tampa Bay Rays. They actually have 2 infielders on the left side, do the Red Sox. Now the third baseman, Beltre, is pulled way off the line. But that's the only concession to pulling the ball. Teixeira has 33 RBIs in his last 30 games. High drive, right center, backing up Drew, track, wall, see ya! A 2-run home run for the red-hot Mark Teixeira, and the Yankees lead 2-1.
Home run number 24. Looked like a hang. That wasn't the sharp curveball that Buchholz is used to throwing. That one kind of rolled up there in the middle of the plate where Teixeira could jump on it with both feet. And this one's headed towards the bleachers, and it gives the Yankees a 2-1 lead.
There's Alex Rodriguez. And there's a strike. Alex, 1 hit in his last 12 at bats. That 1 hit. A home run in the first inning on Wednesday. His 17th of the year, 600th of his career.
Now, I just heard that's the 4th consecutive game the Yankees have hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. That's getting off with a bang.
A-Rod's 600th career was in the first inning.
2-run homer.
Yes. Sean Markham.
And Jeter's been on base for every single one of the 2-run home runs.
That's how you score all these runs he's been scoring lately. And you don't have to run hard.
And that's just the 7th home run that Buchholz has allowed all year. So the count 1-2 on Alex. There's the list now. 7 men on the list. Barry Bonds actually on his website wished Alex luck, congratulated him on the 600th, and said, "I will be rooting for you over the next 163. I'm obviously paraphrasing what Barry wrote. The 1-2. 2-2. I talked to Alex today. He said it did affect the team and it affected me. He said in a lot of the at-bats, he said, I'm not making excuses. He said they weren't big at-bats out of the 46. He said, but the big at-bats, I didn't get the home runs either. He said, but I thought that was a big at-bat in the first inning the other day, and it wasn't a blowout either way, so you get locked in and you hit the home run. Ground ball to first. Lowell didn't know he had it, but he does. He steps on the bag for the second out.
And when you think about the game itself in which he hit the home run to give the Yankees the lead, it was a big game for the Yankees. They were in danger of being swept by the Toronto Blue Jays. And Sean Markham, he's a pretty good pitcher. He's got 11 wins. So to hit it off of him and get the Yankees started in the right direction, that's a big blow.
Yeah, losing 2 or 3 to Tampa Bay. And as you say, Kenny, almost getting swept by the Blue Jays. So obviously, first inning, big home run.
Here's Cano. Line drive to left field. It is a base hit in front of Kalish. Cano had been 1 for his last 10. Actually 0 for 9. Got to hit his last time up, and now he's 2 for his last 2.
Ball sinking away from him, a 2-seam fastball. Watch him go right with it. It's like he can hit like this just getting out of bed. Just before you brush your teeth, have this kind of swing. Base hit. I mean, he's got a beautiful swing. I told him that the other we were in Cleveland. I told him, you got a beautiful swing, and hit a home run that night. Just made it look easy. That was a great season.
Here's Lance Berkman. Lance 2 for 15 as a Yankee, batting in the number 6 spot in the lineup behind Cano. And there's a ground ball to second. Lowry over to Lowell, and that'll do it. So a couple of home runs in the first inning. With the scoring, David Ortiz a solo shot. This one a 2-run blast off the bat of Mark Teixeira. He has been on fire. He gives the Yankees a 2-1 lead. Is it A, Roger Clemens, B, Johnny Damon, C, Wade Boggs? Text A, B, or C to 70377 or go to my9tv.com. Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota, right after the game. Well, that's a tough one. What do you think? Yeah. I guess it would be Damon.
I got to think along those lines, too.
I mean, Clemens and Boggs were with the Red Sox much longer.
Yeah.
Damon was 4 years with the Red Sox, 4 with the Yanks.
Yeah.
Beltre swings and misses. The Honda scoreboard, it's 2-1 as we start the top of the second. And the 0-2 inside. Beltre working on a one-year deal, and he's having a very good season. Last night he had a grand slam with the team down 1-0. This swing made it 4-1. This was against the Indians at Fenway. And really a super season on a one-year deal. 1-2. That one is driven into left center field. It's going to be trouble. It splits the outfielders, and it goes right to the wall. Playing it out there is Granderson. Beltre makes a turn with intent. But the ball is cut off by Cano as Beltre stops at second with a double.
Now you're talking about his good season. It continues. He now has a 12. Well, I'm going to go out and get that pitch. That was
a little slider going down the way. What a year.
Man.
Good sign for the Red Sox.
He picked out a gap and just threw the ball into it. And he now has a 12-game hitting streak. And that's his 32nd double of the year.
I think this is what the Mariners were expecting out of Beltre when they signed him to that big money deal, 4 years, but didn't happen. So there weren't that many offers out there. Red Sox, all right, we'll give you $10 million for 1 year. Let's see what you can do. And he's showing them. Here's J.D. Drew. Popped up. Cano will put it away for the first out.
You know, if Beltre had a year like this in Seattle, he'd still be there.
Yeah, but you know, guys, looking over his 5 years, he averaged, not great, 266, averaged 21 home runs, only 79 RBIs. Not the best place to hit, big ballpark.
He won a couple of Gold Gloves.
A couple of Gold Gloves, yeah. Right? 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a very good fielder at third. It's just that maybe the Mariners felt that they went for pitching and defense.
Right.
And they signed Sean Figgins.
That hasn't worked out.
Nope.
Pitch to Mike Lowell is outside. Mike Lowell has been pretty much an unhappy camper this year because of Beltre. They tried to trade Lowell in the offseason to the Rangers. That didn't work out because of health reasons. And they were never able really to move him. But now he's going to be playing almost every day at first base.
Michael, there was made considerable rumor that he was going to be traded even last week, leading up to the trade deadline. Luckily for them, they kept him. And Terry Francona said today, look, you know, it has been a frustrating year for him. Obviously, he'd like to play every day. There hasn't been a spot. And now he certainly hopes that Mike Lowell can contribute offensively. He's got a little hit problem.
Off the DL, first pitch he saw, home run. That'll make you feel better.
I think Terry Francona's done an unbelievable job with this team under the circumstance. 15 games over 500.
I asked Terry today, I said, what did you do to keep Lowell happy? He goes, I didn't. He was miserable. He said, but he's a veteran, and he's not going to complain, and he's not going to bring people down with him. He said he wasn't happy. He said he was very unhappy. He said, but I expect him to be. He's Mike Lowell. The guy won an MVP in the World Series.
Now all of a sudden he's not playing.
Yeah. This is just his 34th game of the year. Popped up. And the ball is dropped. And then Cervelli kind of just lollygags as Beltre goes to third. Cervelli and Vasquez didn't know who was going to take it. And then the ball was dropped and he didn't pick it up right away. So Beltre headed to third.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kenny, I've always been inclined as a pitcher to just get out of the way. Don't give any confusion to your fielders to field this ball. Not sure why even Teixeira to come in on it. He closed his eyes.
Maybe expecting a collision with Vasquez. The fact is that Vasquez is a very good fielder. As you're looking at Beltre scamper over to third base after the ball is dropped, it's going to be an error on the catcher, Cervelli.
Well, let's see if Vasquez could work through this. Here's the kid, Ryan Kalish, 22 years old from Northridge, California. There's a strike.
It's been hard to get this young man out since he's been called up from the minor leagues.
8 hits and 17 at bats.
It's like he doesn't want to go back.
Red Sox didn't make a significant move at the trade deadline. They picked up Jared Saltalamacchia, who pretty much is a project behind the plate. And Francona said what they were asking us to improve, he said, I wouldn't have made the deal either. He said, I'm the manager. He said, but if I'm the GM, I wouldn't make the deal. He said, we also knew we had Kalish, who we really liked, and he might be able to come up and help us, and he's certainly done that. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Climbed the ladder. Kalish went up there with him for the second out. New York Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota.
Nice little textbook pitching here. Gets soft early and then upstairs. Hard to lay off, especially that ball that's riding over the coverage of the plate, center of the plate. Aggressive swing. Certainly didn't have a two-strike approach there at all. It's just can't pull. A lot of times, you're taught as a pitcher to stay down in the zone. Effectively higher than highs. Looks good to hitters.
Pitch to Lowry's high. You know what's amazing about this game? He missed that spot. They threw the ball high, but they wanted it under his hands, and it tailed back over the plate, but the height is what got him. Watch where he's set up. Watch where the ball ends up.
Yeah, but ultimately, Michael, as it does, it tails. Yes, he did want it on the inside part of the plate. That looked like it had a little two-seam run, so the ball was going to come out over the plate.
It was still a good pitch because it was designed to be out of the strike zone and get the kid to chase it, and he did. Sometimes when a youngster comes up and he's hitting really well, like Kalish is, the veterans will come over and say, hey, kid, there's no league higher than this one. You don't have to get a hit every single day.
Right now, he finally retired on a big spot. Count 2-0 to Lowry. Missed outside. Well, any runs that score at this point would be unearned. I mean, Vasquez doesn't care about that because the error and then the strikeout would have been the third out. Cervelli's 7th error of the season. It's a lot of errors.
And that was just careless, I think, more than anything else.
3-0. 3-1. Two-1 Yankees on Mark Teixeira's home run, 2-run shot. The Red Sox run coming on David Ortiz's home run.
Michael, you were talking about the Red Sox and their shortstop issues over the last few years. Jed Lowry was a player who was supposed to be a shortstop for a period of time, but injuries kind of set him back, and I think the Red Sox got tired of waiting for him to be a healthy player and went out and got other people to play the position.
Well, you would think Orlando Cabrera, really, after they traded Belmar, really came in and seemed to solidify it. Then they went out and got Julio Lugo, Alex Gonzalez. And as Kenny said, I think Jed Lowry was that guy to take over. Just hasn't been able to stay healthy
enough. The 3-2. Off-speed pitch fouled back. Just got a piece. And the pitch. Foul back. Making him work.
It sure is. He started off, he got behind, some breaking ball, then a 2-0 changeup got him in a 3-0 count. Using all of his pitches. Jed Lowry, 9-hole hitter in this lineup. More inclined to attack a hitter. Certainly 2 outs. Flip the lineup over and have the leadoff guy next inning.
Bob?
You know, when you make an error during an inning and the inning is prolonged, you are certainly hoping that the other team does not score. Just, for all he's worth, Cervelli's hoping that Vasquez can get himself out of this without anything happening, because the damage in a way has already been done. He's had to work that much harder to get out of the inning.
Right here, 8-pitch at bat.
And the 3-2. Missed. So a walk to Lowry to load the bases and bring up Jacoby Ellsbury. Hey, this weekend the Yankees continue the series with the Red Sox, and the Yes Network has post-game coverage of both games with Yankees Extra Innings. Join Bob Lorenz, Kimberly Jones, and Jack Curry for all the highlights, analysis, and interviews on Yankees Extra Innings Saturday and Sunday. After the games, it's only on Yes. That, of course, is an interactive show with emails and Twitter and all that. Beltre at third, Lowell at second, and Lowry is at first. And there's a block there by Cervelli. Guy makes an error, makes you work even harder. At the end of the inning, does he ever come up and say sorry?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It depends on the relationship. You know, obviously he didn't mean to do it, and that's part of the game, but no question. You really have to labor through this, and we'll take a look at how it all ends up. But Cervelli doesn't feel good about it.
The 1-0. There's a strike. You ever tell the guy, I'm sorry, sorry doesn't fix the lamp?
You know, yeah. I mean, I think in some ways it's good to have a guy come over and say, you know, my bad, you know, thanks for picking me up, that kind of thing.
Opponents are just 5 for 30 against Vasquez with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
I'll tell you what, though, as you're talking about this situation, hitters or fielders really appreciate it when pitchers get out of it and you go over and apologize to them and they say, just get me some runs, as opposed to the other pitchers who don't want to even look at you. Those are the ones you just, you know, get it out of it. Just, do I get mad when you give up a home run?
Exactly.
The 2-1. Count 3-1. Big pitch.
That's off the plate. Not even that close.
Yankees lead 2-1. Bases loaded. Top of the second. The 3-1. He walked him. That forces in a run. And that ties the game at 2. So 2 straight 2-out walks by Vasquez to the number 9 and the number 1 hitter. Forces in Beltre and brings out Dave Island to the mound.
Yeah, this is just to settle down. Obviously, now he needs a little breather. 9-pitch at bat, and now this 5-pitch at bat.
Saturday night, get your first look at the 2010 New York Giants. From the players to the coaches, go behind the scenes with all of your training camp access passes that you need. See Big Blue's new rookies and how the veterans get ready for the new season. The Giants training camp report Saturday night at 11 here on My 9. So here's Scudero with the game tied at 2. Scudero tapped back to the mound in the first inning. And there's a strike.
Good way to start in a bat against Scudero, who lifetime is 0 for 7 now. Unlike the last 2 at-bats to Lowry and Ellsbury, he got behind.
The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. So Vasquez has walked back-to-back Red Sox. Now, he's had 2 walks or fewer total in 6 of his last 7 starts, and he's also thrown 27 pitches this inning. There's a strike.
To maintain his ability to get to the 7th inning, he's going to have some innings where there's 10 or fewer pitches. The problem with that is this is not a particularly free-swinging team. I mean, the Boston Red Sox are a lot like the Yankees offensively. They're both high-scoring teams, and they go deep in the counts, and they know what they want to hit, and they'll wait till they get it.
One-two. Ripped down the left field line. It's trouble. That's going to go to the wall. Lowell scores. Lowry scores. Ellsbury stops at third. It's a 2-run double for Scudero. And the Yankees now trail 4-2. And Cervelli feels worse than anybody on the field right now.
And one thing I've noticed about Scudero over the years, even going back to his days with Oakland and the Blue Jays, he's very quick on pitches that are up and in. This one kind of sails into his happy zone, up and in, and he drills it into the corner for a 2-run double.
Well, so far watching Vasquez, he's definitely missing more with his fastball. And as you just said, Kenny, that pitch leaking on the inner part of the plate. When you lose your feel and you're scrambling right now, there's no question Vasquez is scrambling, just trying to atom ball, line out. It doesn't matter, get out of this, because your in-pitch inning or your pitch count per inning is really, I think, collectively more important. Watch this ball. It's supposed to be over here, ended up being up and in. A short little quick stroke from a good fastball hitter, as Kenny just said.
All right, let's talk about this. You're going to intentionally walk Ortiz with 2 outs. With a guy who's having trouble commanding his pitches, is that a good idea? Would you rather go after Ortiz than Martinez? I guess they think Martinez is more easily pitched to.
Well, I think by you prefacing it, I never liked having a manager walk the bases loaded. I mean, I threw a lot of balls anyway. I would think that because of the matchup, Ortiz with 2 home runs and 320 coming in, and the 192 batting average against from Martinez against Vasquez, that's probably the reason behind it. But yeah, you have a guy right now in Vasquez that's scrambling with his command. And Martinez is aware of that also. Selective enough, even though the lifetime batting average against is not very good. And then also, too, the Ortiz home run. So I said the 2 home runs is 3 home runs.
All right, so Martinez is the 9th Red Sox batter to come to the plate. And the bases are loaded, so they have to throw strikes. He's already forced in a run with a walk. .88-mile-an-hour fastball, swung on and missed. Does not have great numbers against Vasquez, which is one of the reasons they did walk Ortiz. 5 for 27 after popping up to short in the first. Switch hitting catcher batting from the left side. Ellsbury's at third, Scudero at second, and Ortiz at first. The 0-1.
A little changeup. Looked pretty good. Bruce Dreckman, the home plate umpire, didn't think so.
What are you thinking after you get that call out?
I'm going back to it. If I thought that that's my out pitch to get Martinez, there it is. Low again. Wow.
That was worse than the previous one.
A lot of pitches this inning. Is he starting to feel it in the arm or the legs, Al?
You know what? And your feelings, too. I would say more. Let's see the height right here. This is a low. Okay, I don't know. Front leg or back leg. Front leg, it looked like it was knee high. You just, it's also cardio. I mean, look, delivery, there's a certain amount of effort that you have to exert to be able to effectively throw a ball. I'd say more than anything else, it ends up being an overall body fatigue than your arm. You see 54 pitches is not a huge number for total body of work.
But this inning alone, yes. A lot. The 2-1. Count 2-2. .37 pitches this inning. Chad Godin beginning to throw.
Yeah, on average, a pitcher to get into 7th inning, you're pitching anywhere from 12 to 15, 16 pitches.
The 2-2. Fly ball center field. He's going to get out of it without any further damage as Granderson puts it away. But the Red Sox score 3 unearned runs. They leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the second. 4-2 Boston. The clearance, it's the only thing from Honda that won't last. So a long half inning for Javi Vasquez. And the Red Sox have given Clay Buchholz back the lead. Bottom third of the Yankee order against Buchholz. And the pitch to Granderson is low, 1-0.
I know less in the American League because the pitcher doesn't hit. But in many instances, that long inning, you'll have your hitters recognize the work that just had to take place for Javi Vasquez. They'll take some pitches here. The worst thing that could happen is you have the opposing pitcher throw a 5, 6, 7 pitch inning.
Hits the inside corner there. The count 1-1. Lefties hit 243 against Buchholz. Righties 197. In his last 2 starts, 1-0, 1.20. Tied him up on that pitch in the count 1-2.
Well, it's such an assortment of pitches, Buchholz. I mean, here's a guy last year that ended up getting sent down, got called up, has been terrific. Great changeup, great curve, but that even that last pitch is a little cutter he's come up with here. It looks like another one here on the hands of Granderson.
Just fouled it off to stay alive.
You know, with all the injuries that the Red Sox have had, and lately John Lester has not been winning. His record's 11-7 now. Buchholz has kind of taken over the role as the #1 pitcher. I mean, Beckett just off the disabled list, pitching pretty well. And here's a look at the. Wow. How do pitchers do that?
Ooh, look at the pronation there. Yeah. That's a cutter, a little slider.
Fouled away. Traveling this season? Take the Yankees with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankee game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. 1-2. Broken bat. Hot shot. Grabbed there by Lowry. Off balance throw. Scooped up by Lowell for the first out. There's Dustin Pedroia.
Probably saying this is just the way I showed him how to do it. Broken bat, tough hop here. Stays with it, throws off balance. I think the tougher play was by Lowell at first base. Coming up with a short hop on the throw.
I think Jed Larry didn't think he had as much time.
You know, we saw Pedroia in the dugout, and he's been on the DL. And Francona said, I thought this was interesting, he said, I never thought I could have more respect for Dustin Pedroia and his work ethic. He said, but I've got more now that he's been on the DL. He said, first guy at the ballpark, always in the dugout, always cheering his teammates on. He said, you don't always see that when somebody's injured.
Yeah, be in the training room half the game or the whole game.
Foul back.
Or in some instances, some guys will go to, you know, whether it's a minor league facility or a training camp somewhere to get their work done.
Well, nowadays they send players back down to spring training, rehab.
Well, that's your leader, Michael. You know, here's a guy that's disabled, wants to be playing, and he's sitting right on the top step, cheering along, watching every pitch.
Former MVP.
Now, early in his injury, he was still on crutches. He would go out and take ground balls on his knees just to keep his reaction in order. Broken bat, looper into right center, so Cervelli puts up a one-out single.
Not well hit, but well placed. Looks like that little cutter you were talking about, Al, off the end of the bat. And this is what happens when you hit the ball towards the end of the bat.
Look at perfect break.
Oh, my goodness. You couldn't have sawed it in half any better than that. That's another one for the stockpile for the winter.
Down to Orioles.
Now, January, that bat's going to look pretty good as you throw it on the fire.
Or a lamp.
Pitch to Gardner is low, 1-0. Since the All-Star break, Brett Gardner's been in a little bit of a slide. 9 for 49, that's 184. Average was over 300, now down to 290. Then a count 2-0. Beautiful night in New York. Great night for baseball. Big crowd. Yankees, Red Sox. Stop asking for anything else.
I don't see not many empty seats. Not many at all. A lot of standing room beyond the bleachers in the outfield.
Count 2-1.
Well, it was 1 year ago to the day that the big 4-game series, Red Sox coming in, the Yankees end up sweeping. John Smoltz pitching for the Red Sox.
There he is. Curb your enthusiasm, Larry. Larry David is here.
It's kind of hard to do that on a night like tonight.
Chop towards second. They get the force. That's all they'll get with Gardner running. Tomorrow afternoon, don't miss Game 2 of this Yankees-Red Sox series on our sister station, Fox 5. The action starts at 4 p.m. as the Bombers fight for the top of the American League East. Spend a summer afternoon in the Bronx. Yankees-Red Sox tomorrow at 4 on Fox 5. We told you can run with Victor Martinez behind the plate. And let's see if Gardner does just that with Derek Jeter up. Yankees down 4-2. We're bottom of the second inning at the stadium. Beginning of a 4-game set.
He's going.
You know, you got a feeling that he would be going, and I think he should go early in the count because it gives Jeter a chance to, you know, work his magic with in an early count, and also get down in the scoring position. Even if you're thrown out, Jeter will lead off next inning.
Big lead. Doesn't go. Count 1-0.
With 2 outs for a pitcher, when you know you have a great base runner like Brett Gardner, you definitely are obviously paying attention to him at first. Step off, hold, quick step, and also getting an opportunity for Derek Jeter to get a pitch as a result of that. Meaning you have the pitcher, he quickens his delivery, ball's up in the zone.
Gardner is 5th in the league in stolen bases. Juan Pierre of the White Sox, 41 steals.
It's 500 yesterday.
Juan Pierre?
Yeah. It was,
that time it was difficult for Gardner to get back, and sometimes it tells you that the runner's thinking about going. He's leaning in one direction and really has to scramble to get back to the bat.
Chop towards short. Scudero will step on the bag, and that will do it here in the second. No runs a hit, and 1 man left on base. We played 2 at 4-2. Red Sox on my 9. Top of the third. Now, what we do during the top of the third is we tell you what's going on around baseball, and the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Heineken Light. See the light and see the scores drop right out. There you go. Angels lead the Tigers 4-1, top of the 4th. Keep an eye on that one, Tampa and Toronto. Adrian Beltre will lead off against Javier Vasquez. First pitch popped up. Teixeira near the seats, leading, and he made the play. Now that is a home field play. He knew exactly where the wall was.
Now watch his timing on this one. Leading in between the 2 fans, making the catch. They come up empty. He comes up with the Gold Glove. Look at that guy. Oh, my goodness. That's about it to the second row. Oh, what a play.
I was this close.
Good shot.
And that fan wasn't doing anything wrong. That ball was in the stands, so he wasn't interfering at all. And there's a strike to J.D. Drew.
Tell that to Steve Bartman.
That's a debatable one, whether he was leaning over or not. Moises Alou thought he was.
Yeah, he did. I guess we should. That happened in the playoffs with the Cubs and
0-3.
Yeah, and Moises Alou went down the left field line of Wrigley Field, reaching in, trying to make a play against the Marlins. Fan knocked it away, didn't make the catch. Marlins went on to score like 3 runs after that.
Big error from the shortstop, Alex Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Drew checks the swing.
And Steve Bartman was famous forever in Chicago.
Well, infamous.
Yeah. I haven't seen him at Wrigley Field lately.
The 2-2. I'm sure he hasn't been seen on Rush Street, Division.
Yeah, I felt bad for that kid. That was, and later Moises, but initially his reaction was upset, but he said the kid was actually right on the fence line.
That one's lined and fair down the right field line. Swisher plays it quickly. Drew's going for 2, and he gets a double.
A little spinning cutter in the inside part of the plate. J.D. Drew getting the barrel on this ball here. And Kenny Singleton's scouting report said, watch out for J.D. Drew, and smoking this double down the line.
He's got you can see why he was a #1 draft pick, because he's got a beautiful swing. If he had that same swing at Florida State, I mean, you could see why the scouts loved him. Just quick, crisp, good, solid all-around ball player. Maybe gets injured a bit too much, but
There's Mike Lowell. He had that costly pop-up up the first baseline between the first baseline and the pitcher's mound, and Francisco Cervelli dropped it. Kind of opened up the floodgates in the second inning, where the Red Sox scored 3 unearned runs. The old outside 1-1. And here's that play. 7th error of the year for Cervelli. High pop-up. Granderson for the second out. Kenny pointed something out to me earlier today that I didn't realize. Very quietly, Francisco Cervelli has become the personal catcher for Javier Vasquez. His last 14 starts, Cervelli has been the guy behind the plate. So that means that Cervelli, the 6 errors that he made previously, he did not make with Vasquez on the mound. Why? Because the Yankees have played totally clean baseball behind Vasquez all year. It was the first error made by the Yankees with Vasquez on the mound all season. Kalish rips it foul.
Just keeps missing with the command, leaving the pitch on the inside part of the plate. Can't keep making mistakes with location. Now watch where Cervelli's setting up, and this ball will end up down and in. Any beautiful sweet spot for any left-handed hitter. Kalish getting the good part of the bat. He's just out in front of it. This is a changeup supposed to be running down and away. Just right now missing with his location.
yeah, he had enough off of that pitch that Kalish was out in front, pulled the foul, even broke his bat.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did, said Hunter Wendelstedt. And that's going to do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Nice play in the inning. Started off the inning. Mark Teixeira measures, and it settles into the glove for the first out. Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Visit CadillacTristate.com to find a dealer near you. After delivering a eulogy at Thurman Munson's funeral, Bobby Mercer hits a 3-run home run and a 2-run single in a 5-4 win against the Orioles right across the street at the old Yankee Stadium. Grounded foul, very emotional game, obviously, for the Yankees and their fans. And Kenny, you were on that field as a member of the Baltimore Orioles, and we've talked about it off the air. It was an emotional game for everybody.
It's just baseball in general. Thurman Munson was a well-respected player. He was really the heart and soul of the Yankees back in those days.
Ground ball to first. They flipped to Buchholz, 1 away. It was Monday Night Baseball on ABC. Yankees took the field and they left home plate open. And our good buddy Bobby Mercer, there's the 3-run home run, and then the hook from Lou Piniella, both of them very close to Thurman. Then the opposite field hit down the left field line, scoring 2 as the Yankees won the game 5-4 in an emotional Bobby Mercer swarmed by his teammates. Very emotional day in Yankee history.
Yeah, Bobby hit the homer against Dennis Martinez and got the game-winning base hit against Tippy Martinez.
And Bobby has told us the story that Billy Morton wasn't going to play him because of how emotional the funeral was and how close Bobby was to Thurman. He said, I think I want to be in there. And it worked out that he should have been. The 0-1.
Bobby also tells the story that usually he didn't get the hit against left-handers. Right. Tippy Martinez is one of the best lefties in the league. And Billy Martin left him up there, and he got the hit and won the game.
Mark Teixeira in the month of August. He had a great July, and he's picking it up in August as well. 3 homers and 9 ribbies. This is just August 6th. The 2-1. High fly ball deep center. Ellsbury back. He has room in front of the track. He'll make the play for the second out.
A lot of pitchers try and pitch to the big part of the ballpark. They get the ball out over the plate and let you hit it long way to center. You hit it well, you get your feelings hurt because a lot of times it's not going to go out.
Well, that's the advantage of a pull hitter, and Mark Teixeira is that. When you have a right-handed pitcher, as you're saying, Kenny, that ball on the outer third or black, if you can do it, you get a guy who pull the ball straight away as he just did. So much more comfortable, Mark Teixeira.
Count 1-0. Take a look where Alex is in the RBI leader category, just 6 behind Miguel Cabrera. And the league leaders are brought to you by New York Lottery Powerball. With Powerball and Mega Millions, now you have 4 days a week to win. Play big, play both.
Delman Young having a good second half of the year. And with that home run tonight, Teixeira's actually tied him with 83 runs batted in.
Driven out into right center field, giving chase is Ellsbury. And he makes up a lot of ground to make the play as the Yankees are retired in order 1-2-3 on 9 pitches. Let's go to the 4th. 4-2 Sox. visit CadillacTristate.com to find a dealer near you. Derek Jeter has 2,873 career hits, the most among active players. Which active player has the second most hits? Huh? Tell us. We'll tell you in the bottom of the fourth. Line drive, foul. Nice play by the ball boy. Yankees got some slick fielding ball boys down each line.
Well, the other, what was it, the third base line a couple series ago?
Terrence, yeah.
Terrence, who made him famous.
That looks like a veteran ball boy, to tell you the truth. There's Terrence. That's a veteran ball boy.
Veteran.
The 0-2. Outside, 1-2 to Lowry. Driven down the left field line, giving chase is Gardner. He runs out of room.
Said in the previous at bat that Larry got a lot of off-speed pitches, and I'm just curious in the sense of obviously every hitter has a strength and weakness, and you go about it with your pitcher and your catcher and your pitching coach, and it's pretty clear that they want to establish off-speed to Jed Larry, good fastball hitter. Good changeup.
Lowry down on strikes.
When Vasquez is working well, I can recall the game he pitched out in Seattle against the Mariners, and albeit that the Mariners are the lightest scoring team in the league, but his changeup was absolutely fantastic. He got a lot of strikeouts, and most of them on the changeup. In fact, he gets a lot of swings and misses, and mostly on the change.
And a strike to Ellsbury. Ellsbury with a big bases-loaded walk in the second. Picked up his 4th RBI of the season.
Now, that particular night, as I go back through my scorebook here, was July 10th in Seattle. 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. And all 7 were swinging.
Well, you had such an assortment of arm angles, his breaking ball, his changeup. How about this coming in tonight to support what you're saying there, Kenny? 80 of his 89, so now 92 strikeouts and 3 more swinging. The highest percentage of any major league pitcher that qualifies, not over 90%.
So it's mostly changeup.
Changeup and breaking ball to righty.
1-2. 2-2. Well, he's got a high pitch count, and there's about 24 pitches that shouldn't even be there if not for that error, but it's part of the game, and you see how that missed inside. Granderson drifts back for the second out, and by that I mean, he seems like he straightened himself out, but by throwing all those pitches in the second inning, it's the proverbial, robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're not going to have those pitches later on. You're not going to be able to get them length.
But if he, we'll watch how this all plays out. If he can settle in and maybe get that 8 or 9 pitch inning, fight your way through and realizing that of the body of work, if he's in that 100, 110 pitch count, most of it came out in that second inning. There's a settle down, as you say, Michael, to where you can start cruising and feel comfortable.
Popped up. Nick Swisher's there. That certainly helps out. Just his 80th pitch as he works a 1, 2, 3, 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-2 Red Sox. player has the second most? The answer is Pudge Rodriguez. 27-83. Pudge is having a pretty good year. And the pitch to Cano is a strike.
Will he stick around for 3,000?
Well, ordinarily I would say he would have another year with the Nationals, but they traded for that young catcher from Minnesota.
There's a base hit.
Cano's second hit of the game and his 41st multi-hit game of the season.
Pitch it away, hits it to left, ball inside, pulls it.
You know, usually that's Ichiro's category, multi-hit games.
This is Lance Berkman's first taste of the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry. I'm sorry, Kenny.
That's all right. Ichiro's got 45 of them. He's leading. But Cano's now tied with Beltran for second.
Now, when you bet Berkman sixth against a right-hander, you've got Cano, Berkman, and Granderson, which makes it easier for a manager to match up a left-hander out of the bullpen. You have three guys in a row that struggle. Well, Cano doesn't struggle against lefties, but you would bring in a lefty to face Cano. Worst comes to worst, but you bring him in to face Cano. Berkman struggles hitting right-handed. Granderson, I think, is hitting .217 this year against lefties, and that's why Girardi's had some reluctance about putting Berkman there. Granderson's hitting .214 against lefties.
So where do you put him?
And you know what? They tried him second, and then Nick Swisher's just great hitting second. So now they've dropped him lower. It's still a work in progress. I think Joe's trying to feel what's right. Grounded up the middle, grabbed there by Scudero. A bad flip. He had no reason to make the flip like that, and everybody is safe.
You know, Michael, you're absolutely right. You got to try and get one sure. At least get one out. Get that lead runner. All he has to do is flip it with his hand. And they can get Cano out. You can see it's well behind Lowry, and they end up with nothing. And
a little careless right there, I think, for a team that certainly was intention of putting a better defense, just didn't get it to Lowry, and clearly would have been out.
So now they're going to play for the bunt with Granderson up. They're in at the corners. Now Lowell's backing up at first.
It's the 14th error by Scudero this year.
So it's a fielder's choice E6. Hot shot. Grounded there to Lowell. Goes to second, and they get the out there. And it's a 3-6 double play. Not quite sure why Berkman didn't slide. Why would you let yourself be tagged out like that?
Maybe he wasn't aware where the throw was going. Here's a hot shot. Lowell decides to step on the bag, get one, and then go down to second to Scudero. And Scudero, all he has to do is stick the glove out, and Berkman runs into it.
Yeah, when it doubts, you slide. Doesn't matter. Here he's clearly going to be dead, but give it a slide here. Can't stop running through a bag at second without sliding.
Here is Cervelli. And there's a strike.
You know, maybe one way of getting Cano some better pitchers and fewer intentional walks, Michael, is that Berkman hit behind him.
But Berkman's got a hit.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's got to certainly present a threat. I mean, when you look at his career stats, there's a threat there.
The 0-1. Grounded, foul.
I think there's an absolute comfort scenario for Lance Berkman to get in settled here in the Yankee pinstripes and feel part of the contribution to the lineup. When he's healthy and right, he's a force.
Cervelli really, really does well in these situations. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. 13 for 30, 433.
Lets the ball come to him. Anytime you get those kind of numbers, it's comfortable, relaxed at bat.
He kind of blooped a hit in front of Ellsbury in right center. If you look at Ellsbury this time, with Cervelli at the plate, he's playing in towards right center field. I think he's guarding against that same sort of hit that Cervelli had the last time. And the big gap is actually here in left center field.
It's shallow.
Yeah, he is very shallow. He's got a world of speed out there.
2-2. Popped out of play. Buchholz is throwing his fastball a lot harder as the game has moved on. In the first inning, it was 91-92. One of the fastballs to Cervelli got to 95.
Yeah, I see him as a settle-in fastball in that low 90 range. But, yeah, he possesses a wide variety of not only movement and breaking ball and with the changeup, but his fastball. The reason why he's having such a good year.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. So they survived the error by Scudero. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the 5th. 4-2 Sox. To McDonald's for a refreshing, large, sweet tea on the dollar menu. Prices and participation may vary. Here's David Ortiz, a home run in the first inning to center field, and then he was intentionally walked in the second. Cano playing in short right field for Ortiz. Ball fouled away.
Coming right after him, big healthy cut. Ortiz, career-wise, 3 home runs now. Over 300 batting average against Vasquez.
David took part in the home run derby and all-star ceremonies or festivities in Anaheim. You were there that day, right?
He won it.
He did win it. Who was the main competitor at the end?
Oh, boy. Was it Miguel Cabrera? Gosh.
No. Hanley Ramirez.
Oh, yes, Hanley Ramirez.
The 2-1. Count 2-2.
Just hearing the boos to David Ortiz, I think of the great rivalry that has transpired over the years, and Manny Ramirez was part of this, and Pedro Martinez, and even to a lesser extent, I guess, when Kurt Schilling was around.
Swing and a miss. 75 miles an hour as Ortiz down on strikes. Hey, you still have a chance to buy season ticket plans to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium for the remainder of the 2010 season. Great locations are still available and include 2010 postseason options for those same seats. For information, visit Yankees.com or call 718-293-6000.
Beautiful changeup here. Once again, another strikeout swinging, his fourth. Good arm speed, it's the most effective pitch. It looks like a fastball out of the pitcher's hand. Ortiz fooled, couldn't get a piece of it. Nice pitch.
Where was the changeup on your list of pitches?
Fourth, maybe fifth. I only had 4 pitches. It was fifth. I'll tell you, I would teach every little kid to throw a changeup. How was that pitch facing a guy with a good changeup?
It's very frustrating because even if you get one lined up, still you're out in front. Sometimes you still don't get it. But a lot of bad changeups go a long way. You know, some pitchers don't have the knack for throwing it as well as others. Either, they don't sell it, they change their arm speed, which is indication right away to a hitter it's going to be something off speed. Or you can see their fingers on the ball as they bring their hand through. That tells you it's not going to be a fastball, so you wait back a little. And a changeup is a good pitch, but it's designed to fool the hitter because of the speed, not so much because of the location. If you get both, that's really good, location and speed. But you can fool the hitter just with the speed of it. And if it's a bad one, and he can see it coming, and the location is not there, it's going to get hit. It's like batting practice.
Yeah, I felt the same way as far as out of the hand. Hitters can pick up a curveball, especially the ball will kind of pop up out of the hand, and slider, you pick up the spin. But talking to guys, and one guy in particular, John Olerud, said hands down the hardest pitch for him to hit. And I thought of him as a very good major league hitter because it looks just like the fastball, as Kenny said, if it's thrown properly.
There's a strike. Now, you've explained this with us before. You have a baseball up here, Alan. I want people to know why it was hard for you to throw the change, because your main pitch was the cutter.
I threw a four-seamer, which basically came inside, and then I threw a cutter that would turn in. My hand was always turning in, either that way or a curveball. Now a changeup, you got to stay inside the ball and actually pronate like a screwball. Keep your finger inside the ball and turn out.
You see how your hand is right there?
Ground ball to second. Cano for the second out.
When the pitchers bring the ball down, if a hitter pays attention, you can see that's not the grip that you would normally see with a fastball. You see finger here, finger two. That tells you it's an off-speed pitch. And as a hitter, you keep your weight back a little longer, knowing the ball's not going to get there. A pitcher can, deception is one thing, but if he doesn't deceive you right from the start, you're going to get to him.
Well, we have two guys tonight, and Vasquez and Buchholz, that have very good changeups.
There's a strike.
I think the biggest thing for a guy who has the ability or inability to throw a changeup is that you have to trust that the grip is going to take the velocity off and the change of speed is actually going to get the hitter out. And most of the time, if you have a guy with a plus arm fastball guy, mid-90s, it's hard for them to believe that.
65 miles an hour.
What's Livan Hernandez like?
He would not have gotten a ticket driving on the I-95.
He could have swung at this twice.
That's hard to do, to throw a curveball with that kind of spin and that break that slow. Now watch his hand turn in, finger on top, roll 12-6. Great rotation.
Vicente Padilla of the Dodgers making a living on a 55-mile-an-hour curve. Like that. That's 63. And Beltre just staring at Vasquez as if, you got to be kidding me. Well, he's trying to hit it onto the Grand Concourse, but has to make contact. We're halfway through. 4-2 Red Sox. Part by The Other Guy, starring Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg in theaters August 6th. Verizon, Fios, TV, Internet, and phone is beyond cable. This is Fios, and by your local Lexus dealer. And there's a strike to Brett Gardner as we start at the bottom of the fifth. And incidentally, The Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, Derek Jeter has a cameo role in that movie. So it should be interesting to see how
funny
Derek is on the big screen.
You seen the trailers? It looks funny.
It opens today. So if you're a Derek Jeter fan and you're not getting enough of him tonight, go see The Late Show of The Other Guys.
He certainly gets more than a cameo role here at Yankee Stadium.
No, he's a star.
Yeah. Speaking of more than a cameo role.
Now, I got to explain one thing to everybody here. And now you were here on Wednesday, okay? Somebody had a Michael K sign. And I promised if you bring a Michael K sign to the stadium on Friday, we're going to put you on TV. There's a McDonald's scoreboard, 4-2 Red Sox lead the Yanks. Swing and a miss as Gardner down on strikes. And a lot of people have him in the ballpark today. But unfortunately for them, they have the Yes logo on it. And this is a My 9 game, and it's not fair to show all the signs with the Yes logo. So it's not like as if I lied.
That upsets you.
It does, because I don't like to lie to people. But I'm trying to make it right for you. So if you did bring a sign and you said, that big fat slob lied to me, I really didn't, because you have Yes on the sign. See, you got to cross that out, and then you would get on. This is a My 9 game.
You should have said that, though.
Yeah, you didn't. You weren't specific enough.
You know, they should have checked their TV guide. That's right. It was all about me. You're right.
That's definitely.
That's right. If you're sitting home making signs tonight, the game's not on Yes or My 9 tomorrow. It's on Fox 5.
Don't make the signs.
Make them.
He feels plenty good enough about himself.
Make them for Monday.
Look at him.
Oh, there's a sign. As Derek Jeter gets plunked.
It's walking like that one hurt. And right in the middle of the back. Let's see what. Just in front of the tube.
Either way, any replay hurts.
Now, did you feel bad after hitting somebody? That's okay. You answered my question.
Well, yeah.
Nah, come on. Pitchers don't care if they hit a guy.
You know what? I can tell you. I hit a lot of guys. They weren't intentional, and
of course it happens.
It was part of the game,
yeah.
Right? I threw a lot of pitches inside. I mean, I was also, Kenny, maybe when you played it was a little different in the sense, a lot more hitters today, their normal swing is a diving motion toward home plate.
Yeah, we did that too. But
I can't just let you get away. You never hit anybody on purpose.
I didn't ask him that question.
But that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
I hit a lot of people, none of them on purpose. Nonsense.
All right, maybe 2.
You constantly hit me during this broadcast. Maybe 2. The 1-1. There's a base hit to right field off the bat of Swisher. Jeter's going to go to third. He'll make it. And the Yankees have runners on the corners and 1 out.
Hitters have a tendency to know when it's on purpose anyway. Swisher didn't hit this one particularly well. Kind of got in on the label. He's running the first, checking his back.
Well, you know what, Michael? That's a good way to pay back. If anybody on that Yankee bench thought that it was intentional or just didn't like the idea, well, then you hit. You start scoring some runs.
Flips this one into the outfield for a base hit.
For the Yankees, the first baseman, number 29, Teixeira.
All right, John Farrell, the pitching coach, goes out and talks with Buck Holtz. So Buchholz has a little bit of a jam he has to work out. If he had first and second, nobody out in the fourth got out of that. Now first and third, 1 out. But 3-4 coming up for the Yankees, starting with the red-hot Mark Teixeira, who had a 2-run home run in the first inning. Teixeira, 35 ribbies in his last 31 games. Got a ribby over there at third. Popped him up. That is a big out for Buchholz.
Huge. Well, the effectiveness of a cutter-like fastball. This is slider cutter in on the hands of Teixeira. Watch where Martinez sets up. That ball has a little bit of a cut. Can't square it up, pulls off. Teixeira knows. Productive out, somewhere along fly ball. Being able to score a run on it out.
Yeah, just when you think you got it lined up, you really don't. Ball breaks in on their hands, and you adjust your swing and you pop it up.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Pitch to Alex. 1-0.
Well, this was the big historic home run. First inning off of Sean Markham, a little 2-0 slider, outer third. Big relief and jubilation, and certainly a great moment for Alex Rodriguez and the Yankees.
There's a line drive, base hit to left field. Jeter scores. Swisher moves to second. An RBI single for A-Rod, his 88th ribby of the year, and it's 4-3 Boston.
No, one reason why you don't hit batters, at least indiscriminately, because they might be the guy who comes in and scores and gives you a lot of problems. A-Rod didn't really hit this one all that well, but he well placed it over the head of the shortstop in front of Kalish in left field, and the Yankees are going to continue the inning. And they've crept a little closer. A-Rod picks up his 88th run batted in of the season. You can see the bat actually vibrate when the ball hit it. He hit it off the label. But you'll take an RBI every single time.
And here's Red Hot Robbie. He's 3 for his last 3, 2 for 2 tonight. Jeter scored in the first on Teixeira's home run, scored here in the 5th. He now has 8 runs scored in his last 4 games. So the lead is down to 1. Yankees looking to take that one away. And the 0-1 pitch is grounded to short. Scudero goes the short way. They get the force on A-Rod, and that will do it. But the Yankees get a run on 2 hits, and they leave 2. Let's go to the 6. Red Sox 4 and the Yankees 3. Clearly different. Now we go to the 6th. Tampa and Toronto tied at 1 in the 7th, and Tampa 1.5 game behind the Yankees in the American League East. They lost a game yesterday because of a catwalk hit by the Minnesota Twins.
How about Joe Madden going off?
What did he say?
Well, just, this is a reason, a new stadium. Pennant could be lost on the boss ball.
Wow.
It's pretty strong.
He must have mentioned new stadium at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Now, John Flaherty, when we were down there for the series last weekend, he said that he was a member of the original Tampa Bay Devil Rays, that engineers came in and guaranteed them there's no way that the catwalks will come into play. Those engineers no longer have degrees, I guess.
Or don't realize how high a big league pop-up goes. But, to a point, if they come down the stretch and lose by a game,
that would tick them off.
An infield pop-up.
And there was another somewhat dubious win yesterday. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Marlins on what seemed like a bad call at third base by Bob Davidson. It would have been a game-winning hit for the Marlins, and he called it foul, and it seemed as if it was clearly fair, and then the Phillies ended up winning in extra innings. Popped up left field, and Gardner makes the play to retire J.D. Drew. So 9 in a row retired by Vasquez.
So on that particular play, it looked like half the Marlin team was out of the dugout, ready to celebrate. They had to go all the way back in the dugout, and then suffered a loss later on in the ball game.
Here's Mike Lowell, reached on an error by Cervelli in the second, popped up a ball that was dropped by the Yankee catcher and then flied out to center. Good. Davidson, after the game yesterday, he insisted he was correct, that the call was correct.
Well, if you listen to the broadcast, the ball bounced in front of the bag, so it's where it went over the bag. It landed in fair territory, but it's where the ball went over third base.
That was a base hit past Jeter, so a single for Lowell. You know, Al, you're so right. That was so misreported today.
Yeah.
Well, it landed fair. It had to be fair. Well, that's not the point. Davidson's saying the ball went over the bag foul and then curved back fair. Now, if it's a line drive, it can start up in foul territory. If it occurs back fair, it's a fair ball. But if it bounces, well, it's where it goes over the bag.
Right.
And Davidson didn't even look to see where it landed. He thought that the ball went over foul.
The ball cannot go over the bag and be a foul ball.
Right.
In other words, he's saying it was in foul territory when it went past the bag.
Right.
Okay. And then somehow miraculously spun and went back into fair territory. So if it goes over the bag, it's a fair ball.
Java Chamberlain is warming up for the Yankees as Mike Harkey goes through some scouting reports, and he'll tell Java who he might be facing. That one is driven into right center field off the bat of Kalish, and that ball is gone. See ya. 2-run home run for the rookie. His first big league home run, and it's a big one, as the Red Sox now lead 6-3. Well, the 6 runs that Javi has allowed are the most he's allowed since giving up 8 at Tampa in his first start of the year.
Once again, missed the target. Target's low and away. This was kind of low and in. And after striking out twice, his first 2 at-bats at Yankee Stadium, his first big league home run at the big ballpark in the Bronx.
That one's fouled the other way and out of play off the bat of Jed Lowry.
That was a line drive.
Well, twice against Ryan Kalish, good-looking young hitter. The previous at bat, he ended up striking him out, but he threw a changeup in a similar spot, was out in front, and again missing his location.
Made some people scatter in the bullpen. I'm sure Kalish would love that ball. The 1-1. Foul back to the screen. And the home run is the one under the bench. So no one's really hurrying to help out Kalish.
You might see Ellsbury go out there or J.D. Drew and try and locate the ball for him.
They better not go into that bullpen.
No, well, they can save the one of the Yankees in the bullpen.
The 2-2.
See which one they get.
So it's 6-3 Red Sox, top of the 6th inning. And he ends up walking Lowry. And that's going to do it for Vasquez. 108 pitches, and Joe's going to call for Java Chamberlain. So Vasquez has allowed 6 runs, 3 of them unearned. That came in the second inning. And then the home run by Kalish loosened up what was a very tight game. So Jabba jogs in. He's going to face Jacoby Ellsbury. And the night is over for Vasquez. Kalish's career just beginning. Beyond cable, this is Fios. This is a call to the bullpen that brings in Jabba Chamberlain. Well, they do get the ball
and the right one.
Kalish, and that's the right one. Given to one of the grounds crew members, who will then shuttle it over to the Red Sox bullpen. And Gary Tuck, who used to be with the Yankees as coach, now the Red Sox bullpen coach and catching coach, safekeeping, and Kalish will have the first home run he ever hit in the big leagues. So Jabba Chamberlain now takes over, and this is proof positive that Jabba has obviously been demoted out of the 8th inning role. He's coming into a game the Yankees are trailing in the 6th inning. His last 4 appearances, though, he's pitched better. 4 2/3, 1 hit, and 5 strikeouts. Runner at first. Count 1-0.
Well, David Robertson has shown, over a longer period of time, he's pitching well enough to deserve that 8th inning. And if it's a matter of having Jabba to pitch his way back into it, so be it.
Off the glove of Jabba, fielded there by Cano, and they just got the out. You score at 1-4-3, moving to second is Lowry.
How quickly did Cano get rid of that ball to first base? Ellsbury is one of the faster runners in the league. It's slowed down by Jabba. He has to avoid the runner. Quick snap throw to first base to get Ellsbury. Didn't even bring the arm back, just wristed it over the first for the out. That's a strong arm.
So runner at second with 2 outs. Here's Jabba against Scudero. Scudero, 2-run double in the second. He's 1 for 3. And there's the strike. 96-mile-an-hour fastball by Jabba. Scudero back to the mound in the first, double to left field, driving in 2 in the second, flat out to right in the 4th.
Watching Jabba's velocity in different games, it varies anywhere from low 90s to upper 90s. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I think that's an indicator not only for his workload and how he's feeling on a given night. I think it's a matter of him command-wise still, but when he's throwing in that mid-90s with his slider, he's as good as ever.
And the count 3-1. David Ortiz on deck. Fouled away. And the count full at 3-2. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
See if he goes right after Marco Scudero here. It's been all fastballs, got behind the count. And dropped that ever so often his job it does, a 3-2 slider.
You'd much rather see Ortiz lead off next inning, though.
You better trust that you can throw for a strike.
Yeah.
Three-2. Popped them up. Cano will put it away, so Jabba comes on and does a nice job. But 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 6-3 Sox. West as the Bombers face off against Josh Hamilton and the now powerhouse Texas Rangers. Yankees-Rangers Tuesday at 8 p.m. here on My 9. Maybe a preview of an American League playoff showdown. Lance Berkman takes a pitch outside.
Texas legit, especially getting Cliff Lee. Good bullpen.
They can hit.
They can hit. It's a good ball club.
Grounded to first as Berkman continues his struggle as a Yankee now 2 for 18. And the crowd starting to get restless for one of the newer Yankees. There's Kerry Wood, another one of the 3 newest Yankees. Wood and Lance Berkman and Austin Kearns. There's Granderson. And there's a strike. Goes off speed, nips the outside corner, 0-2.
Yeah, there's an example of the curveball, just almost a straight downer. Good break on it.
The 0-2 missed outside.
Well, I told you how Buchholz has the second best earned run average in the league, so it usually means it's tough to beat him when he's got 6 runs.
Go hitter under his belt, his career. No, it's good stuff. And I just like the idea of what he's really after getting sent down. Look, this guy he was in the big leagues for a bit. Had some struggles last year. They sent him down. Really had to prove to the Red Sox that he deserved to come back. He was pretty much lights out second half. This year, first time All-Star. Assortment of speeds, locations, movement.
And Granderson strikes out. He's 0 for 3 and 1 for his last 16, and he has really not gotten on track at all this year.
Circle change. Change up used so often tonight by Buchholz. Out front. Will dive to the pitch. Emergency hack.
He showed him 4 different pitches in this at bat. He showed a fastball, curveball, cutter, and a changeup. And a changeup puts him away.
Nice shot there.
Cervelli lines one to right field. Drew comes on and makes the play, and the Yankees are retired in order 1-2-3. We'll go to the 7th here at the stadium. Red Sox 6 and the Yankees 3. Two-run double, a home run by Ortiz, double and a run scored for Beltre, a double for J.D. Drew, 2-run scored for Mike Lowell, 2-run home run for the rookie Ryan Kalis, his first big league homer, 2 walks and a run scored for Jed Lowry, a walk and an RBI for Jacoby Ellsbury. Here's Kerry Wood. third Yankee pitcher. Jabba Chamberlain got the final 2 outs of the 6th. Now they turn it over to Wood. Those are his numbers combined with the Yankees and the Indians. "23 strikeouts in 21 2/3 innings. So still with a good fastball and great curveball, gets people out. 3 balls inside. It's 6-3. The Red Sox leading the Yankees, and the scoreboard brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Line into left field. Gardner got a good jump to haul it in. So Ortiz hit it hard. There's a lot of room out there, and some ground covered quickly by Brett Gardner. And now it's the crowd here at the stadium, 49,555. It's a sellout, and it's the largest paid attendance here at Yankee Stadium this year.
No, we said there weren't any empty seats.
Well, you can hardly see one. Place is jammed. I don't know if you can shoehorn another person in. Victor Martinez takes high.
Boy, we're just looking at Kerry Wood, and #1 draft pick by the Cubs, 1995, with a starter, a reliever, and you talk about electric stuff. Struck out 20 batters in one game.
A lot of those were on the breakable. Good hard slider. I think that was against the Houston Astros.
It was, yeah. And it's been a real grind for him, career-wise, of staying healthy.
Count 2-1.
20 strikeouts. It's a lot of punching out. Just go up there, take your 3, and come on back.
And with a curveball, and the variation of his ability to throw strikes with it and expand, and boy, it was impressive. Shame you see a young arm, and just it's a matter of health, staying on the field. Who knows what his career would have been like.
You know, I think it gets to be a certain point where, you know, pitchers, I wouldn't say they take their arm for granted, but once you have that first injury, you certainly don't take it for granted from that point on. And I know you've experienced arm problems.
Yeah, two surgeries, shoulder surgery.
Line into right field, giving chase is Swisher, and he can't make the play, drop the ball. And Martinez will stop at first. So Swisher, who's been playing a very good right field this year, got to the ball but couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, it looked like off the thumb, and that's going to be scored a base hit for Victor Martinez.
Boy, he had a track too.
Yeah, he was there to make the play.
Right when he started breaking out down there, you know he's got it lined up.
Right there, and off the thumb.
Now I'm wondering, guys, I wasn't watching. I mean, was Martinez not running? Because you would think he'd be at second. That was a pretty long drive. That was dropped.
Well, we'll take a look right here.
He wasn't loafing.
It's almost as if he was expecting it to be caught.
Yeah, yeah. The 2-0. Line drive to left field. Coming on Gardner. He makes the play. 3 Red Sox have come up, and 3 of them have hit P's against Kerry Wood.
Adrian Beltre has been doing this all year long. Started the ninth, I believe third in the league in hitting, 336. He's now working on a 1 for 4 bags. That's going to go down a bit. Third, maybe fourth in the league in hitting.
And there's a strike.
Yeah, fourth. Josh Hamlin, Miguel Cabrera, Justin Morneau, and then Adrian Belcher.
What a year.
Toronto's taking a 2-1 lead over Tampa Bay. Bottom of the 8th inning. Remember, the Yankees come into this game with a half-game lead over the Rays. Now, Drew has some history against Kerry Wood. Their time together in the National League. Drew 3 for 26 against Wood, but 1 of the 3 a home run. Martinez at first, 2 men out in the 7th. The 0-2. 94-mile-an-hour fastball missed.
Boy, close. He wanted that ball upstairs and almost a strike. To see J.D. Drew and some of these hitters just take pitches just enough off the plate.
Foul play.
Fastball, curveball. You saw Kerry Wood shaking his head, a little hanger, middle of the plate. Certainly a left-hander who can jerk the ball to right field here.
The 1-2. 2-2. And the pitch. Upstairs, 3-2. Runner goes, 3-2. Laced into left center, but Granderson is there, and he'll put it away for the final out of the 7th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base at the end of 6.5. Time for the 7th inning stretch at the stadium. Red Sox 6 and the Yankees 3, but we will stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
A moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
To the ocean
Monday, but act now for special deals at your Hyundai dealer. Yankees have 7 hits, and 6 of them in the first 5 batters. Francisco Cervelli with a broken bat single, a home run by Mark Teixeira in the first inning, a 2-run home run, Alex Rodriguez, an RBI single. That's the Yankees scoring. Brett Gardner, the pitch outside, 1-0. So the Yankees have some catching up to do as they're down by 3, but plenty of time left here as we start the bottom of the 7th inning.
When you look at Buchholz's pitch total, he's done an excellent job tonight. He's kept it down, only 75 pitches.
And there's a strike on the BMW scoreboard at 6-3.
He hasn't walked a batter, and he's only got 3 strikeouts. And the reason 3 strikeouts, if you get a lot of strikeouts, it usually elevates your pitch count.
The 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Yankees need a base runner. And then back to the top of the lineup. Gardner reached on a fielder's choice in the second. It was forced at second and then struck out in the 5th inning. Hits are even at 7 apiece. The 2-1. Grounded up the middle. Scudero. And a scoop there by Lowell to get Gardner for the first out.
Talking to hitting coach Kevin Long before the game, and we were talking about Brett Gardner and how he puts pressure on the left side of the infield. Every time he hits a ground ball to the left side of the infield, the pressure is on for them to make a good play. Scudero actually had to come up with a pretty tough hop here, kind of an in-between hop, but if he lays back, he's not going to get him. So he has to come after this, unleash a throw. In time, he gets him by about a step. Looked like an easy play, but it wasn't. He's under pressure every time Gardner hits the ball on the left side. Every left side of the infield feels it when he comes up.
Yeah, I got to apologize. I thought that was a scoop from the naked eye. He did not scoop it. It was just a backhand catch at the line drive, so my bad on that.
It's okay, Mike.
You sure?
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you, I think that along with what you're saying, Kenny, if Brett Gardner can get to a point in his game where he can just lay down a bunt or 2 or 3, whichever, to allow the left side, as you say, to respect that a little more often, he's got, I think he's got 15, 20 hits a year, just slow grounders to the left side.
See, one thing that helped Scudero, that ball was to his left. He's moving towards first base to make the play. That ball's to his right. He might not get him. He probably wouldn't.
Jeter scored 2 of the Yankees' 3 runs, 1 for 2, and was hit by a pitch. And the count now 2-1 on Derek. Gardner has 20 infield hits this year, so that's what Al's talking about. Grounded to short, Scudero. And there are 2 outs.
Just enough movement on Clay Buchholz's pitches there. That little, he's got a sink, he's run to it. We've watched fastballs from the mid-90, 93, 94. Now this ball has a little cut to it. Watch it at the very end, you really can't tell, but that's why he got hit on the end of the bat. So he's got both ways, that running inside and then a little cut fastball away. And then the big curve and changeup. It's the reason why this guy's having a good year.
And the pitch to Swisher is low, 1-0. And the count 2-0. Now the Red Sox bullpen has struggled this year. Good pitch count for Buchholz, so he could pitch the 8th if he gets a Swisher right here. And the Yankees have had their successes against Jonathan Papelbon. Ball fouled away.
Yeah, Manny Del Carmen, who had been consistent in years past, this year has been very inconsistent. Tim Wakefield out there, Daniel Bard. Of course, Papelbon as their closer.
And the 2-1. Count 3-1. And the pitch. 3-2. Along with Ken Singleton and Al Leiter, I'm Michael Caden. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on My 9. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. First game of a 4-game series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's Boston 6 and New York 3. And the payoff. Hot shot. Up the middle. Might have gotten a piece of Buchholz. And Swisher picks up his second base hit of the night.
And they're going to come out and check on the tall, lanky right-hander. This one is smoked through the middle. And it gets a piece of him. Let's see, that left foot.
But he kicked it.
I think he was doing a little dance. Get out of the way. He says he's all right.
Number 25,
Good at bat. Good Swisher. Getting a good count, fighting off a tough pitch before that one.
Swisher's 33rd multi-hit game of the year. Here is Teixeira. Long home run, 2-run shot in the first inning. He's 1 for 3. And there's a strike. Home plate umpire is Bruce Dreckman. And he's been unnoticed today, which means that he's probably done a good job. Not too many complaints on either side. Off speed, and he waved at it.
That curveball kind of rolled to the middle of the plate as we look back at the first inning. 2-run home run by Mark Teixeira, his 24th home run of the season. At the time, he gave the Yankees a 2-1 lead.
The 0-2 just missed plunking him in the count 1-2.
Have you ever eliminated a pinch first inning like that, a hanging curveball? Do you think he's going to come back to it? Because he has yet to throw in curveball since that inning.
He hasn't thrown him one. You know, he's got to figure he's got a better one than that. That was probably one of the worst ones he threw all year.
Location-wise.
Yeah.
Daniel Bard, hard-throwing right-hander. 1-2. Strike 3, Teixeira down looking. For the Yankees in the 7th, no runs a hit, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the 8th at the stadium at 6-3 Boston. advance. Angels lead the Tigers. Hey, it's a final in Toronto as the Blue Jays beat the Rays 2-1. So at worst, the Yankees remain a half game ahead of Tampa. And there's a first pitch strike from Kerry Wood to Mike Lowell. Kerry Wood has not thrown more than one inning all season, so entering his second inning right here. There's the strike. Bottom third of the order for the Red Sox. And the 0-2. Kerry Wood used to be a starter, so you're probably sitting back on what's the big deal throwing 2 innings, but that's not the way he's been trained this year. So there's a completely different skill set, and they're stretching him out. See what they got. Check swing. Did he go with the breaking ball? Yes, he did go, said Jerry Lane. So Lowell is down on strikes.
Well, Kerry Wood been closing for the Cleveland Indians most of the year, and that's closers are usually limited to 1 inning. There's the swing by Mike Lowell. Yeah, he does go too far. And you can see right here, that's what Jerry Lane saw, and it was good enough. Although every hitter will tell you it was a bad call.
Ryan Kalish, who had his first big league home run last time up, that loosened up a tight game. It was 4-3. That made it 6-3. A 2-run shot in the 6th. Landed in the Yankee bullpen. Now you might wonder, well, when's the last time Wood did pitch more than 1 inning? July 31st of last year. So it's been over a full year. And Boone Logan warming in the Yankee bullpen.
I mean, just looking at Kerry Wood, and obviously new to the Yankees, there's plenty in there. I mean, he's throwing in the low 90s with a nasty slider there at 88, and he just throw a heck of a curveball, striking on Mike Lowell. As I said, it's been a health issue for him, coming up as a major, looking like a great career behind him. Tommy John surgery, and just couldn't stay healthy enough. But I see a good curveball. Looks like he's throwing more of a slider that looks like a cutter. I don't know if he's talking with Mariano about his cutter. Can only get better. And at 93, 94 miles an hour, there's more than enough.
There's a ground ball to first for the second. Now, how about this stat? So Wood now has pitched an inning and 2/3. He has not thrown an inning and 2/3 since September 18th of 2008. So that's 2 years. Ryan Rucco's handwriting is awful today. I mean, look, what is that number? Is that a 6, a 5, an 8?
That's an 8.
It's an 8.
Yeah.
Okay. It's an 8. I looked at it because I've seen that sort of 8 before.
2008, so it's been 2 years. There's a strike. The 0-1.
In a game like this, too, and here's a guy, having been a closer, you get an opportunity, as we're talking, this is the first time he's thrown more than 1 inning, to use all of his pitches. And this is a chance. But, if he's got a changeup, throw it. A little cutter.
I haven't seen a changeup yet.
I know, he hasn't. I'm thinking out loud right now, Kenny. If he were to come up with a changeup somewhere.
Use it?
Why not?
Just to throw something else into their minds.
I mean, if you could get 1 out of it, or something that'll show something that's dipping, diving away, down, away.
That one is looped and over the head of Cano for a 2-out single off the bat of Jed Lowry.
Well, if he's going to use a changeup, maybe it should have been right here.
Middle of the plate. And I hear you. You're not going to get burned on a fourth pitch or a pitch you barely ever used. But
he broke his bat. What else can you do?
Yeah.
It's base hit, broken bat single.
Well, that's going to do it for Kerry Wood. And you can see Joe Girardi used to catch Kerry Wood with the Cubs. Said, good job. So Kerry departs. Going to call on the left-hander Boone Logan to face Jacoby Ellsbury. That's when we get back right here on My 9. Verizon Files game wrap-up on My 9 News. Michael K. Make my day. Let me be your intern. I don't have interns.
Bugging you the whole time. And there you go.
There you go. All right. I'll have to get your resume.
Gratuitous.
By who? Her or me?
Both.
Here's Boone Logan, who's done a really nice job as the left-hander out of the pen. With the injury to Damaso Marte, he has seized this opportunity. And really, he's been aggressive. He's thrown strikes. He's gotten people out. So now he comes in to get Ellsbury. Strike.
And that usually happens. Somebody getting the opportunity, and Boone Logan's been around.
Somewhere the light went on between here and Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
That's right. It's a long ride.
That is a long ride.
You know what? Mike is exactly right. Big difference between AAA and the big leagues.
And it's a literal long ride. I made it yesterday. It's a long ride. Yeah. Ellsbury is 0 for 3 and walked with the bases loaded, pick up a ribby. Caught by Alex Rodriguez. Nice hitting by Ellsbury, but a good play by the Yankee third baseman to end the inning. No runs to hit, no errors, and one man left on base. Off the end of the bat, broken bat, but a nice spear by Alex as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees down by 3. Alex Rodriguez will lead it off in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's going to lead it off against Clay Buchholz on the mound. And the pitch is high. And the count 2-0. A year ago tomorrow, 15-inning game, and Alex Rodriguez with a walk-off 2-run home run. One of his many big hits last season. Foul back. Talked to Alex today. I had him on my radio show, and I asked him, you know, because when he hit the 600th home run, it started the discussion with the admissions of PED use while he's in Texas. I said, people want to debate, well, how many are legitimate? He goes, you know what? I can't be the judge of that. Everybody else has to judge on their own. If they believe it, fine. If they think they weren't, I get it. I can't convince them otherwise. I have to try to do the best that I can for the remainder of my career. Maybe I can change some minds, but I can't be the judge for people to say what's legitimate and what's not.
Well, he said that the 3 years he was in Texas,
right,
were the years that he actually was using the PEDs.
And Alex is out for the first out.
And I do believe those happen to be his best home run seasons.
Over 50 a year.
Yeah.
Well, but you know what? He's in a good place, obviously, and for him to discuss it. And what else can he do? He's going to play out his career. The number is going to be what it is, and let other people decide whatever they think.
And those other people include the writers who, Hall of Fame induction possibilities down the road. It's going to be interesting over the next 5-10 years what happens in that regard.
Here's Cano. He is 2 for 3. That one's driven deep to right center. It is a base hit off the base of the wall. Cano will go to second with a double.
The only thing missing on this one is the elevation. This is a rocket. Pitch right in the middle of the plate. Robinson Cano's not going to miss that. He's going to hit it hard. Once again, that beautiful swing. Good timing. A rocket to right field. J.D. Drew in retrieve mode right away, and Cano has himself a 2-base hit, his 3rd hit of the game. Here's that beautiful swing that I was talking about. 12th 3-hit game of the season.
Well, that's going to do it for Buchholz. So can the Yankees do it against the Red Sox bullpen? Got to stick around. It's getting good. Yankees trail this one 6-3. to find a dealer near you and by your local Lexus dealer. Football season's almost here, but smack dab in the dog days of August. Yankees-Red Sox, first game of a 4-game set. Red Sox lead 6-3. Buchholz's night is over as they turn it over to the hard-throwing right-hander, Daniel Bard. 52 strikeouts in 50 innings and 42 base runners in 50 innings. And Lance Berkman takes high 1-0.
Yeah, this guy can reach upwards of 100 miles an hour with his fastball. Very effective this year. The league is hitting just 153 against him. Major League Baseball just hitting 153.
Now the Red Sox bullpen has a 4.29 ERA. That's the 19th in baseball. 30 teams in baseball, so the lower half. That one is lined into center field. Diving play there by Ellsbury as he takes a base hit away from Berkman.
Now Berkman must be wondering what he's going to have to do to get himself a base hit. Good play by Ellsbury. His ball hung up just enough. Almost undressed himself in center field with a headlong dive. Looked like some of those buttons popped on his uniform.
Well, I bet that had some knuckle to it, Kenny.
Oh. Watch him stay with it. I'm not going to give him much on the landing.
Almost popped out of his glove, hit him in the heel.
But watch him roll the glove behind him to try and keep the ball in it.
What a play.
Yeah, nice play by Jacoby Ellsbury.
There's Granderson, and he swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Beltre runs out of room. Granderson is hitless in 3 at-bats. He grounded to second. A 3-6 double play, and he struck out. 1 for his last 16. Looking for a big blow here. Bottom of the 8th inning, Yankees and the Sox. Cano is at second. 3 hits on the night for Cano, 3 for 4. And the pitch. Check swing, foul back.
That ball gets up on you in a hurry. This guy, he might be the future closer for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I think he's certainly grooming. If they were to ever part with that man right there, Jonathan Papelbon.
And he's going to be a free agent at the end of this year, and there's a good chance they would part with him.
Daniel Bard has got absolute closer stuff.
And one of the things for a closer, though, you can have closer stuff. Do you have closer mentality? The closer you get to the end of the game, and he's pitching the 8th inning more or less, so this is important innings too. I'll grant you that. But the 9th inning is definitely different than the 8th inning.
Yeah, you have a parachute. There's somebody behind you.
And Papelbon is pretty good.
And the 1-2. Right in on the hands. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Lowell is there, and he'll make the play, and that's going to do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. This play off the bat of Lance Berkman, a great catch by Ellsbury, kept any damage from happening in the bottom of the 8th. Darryl tells all tonight on the Verizon Fios game wrap-up on My 9 News. Straw opened up a restaurant on Thursday in Queens.
It hurt.
Yeah. Good luck to Darryl in that endeavor.
You know what the name of it is?
I think Strawberry's Grill.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Just in case I'm passing through the neighborhood and I see it.
You'll pull in?
Yeah.
Chad Godin takes over here in the ninth. And the first pitch to Scudero is skied to right. And on the warning track, Nick Swisher makes the out. 1 out on 1 pitch. And a lot of the damage happened in the second inning on an easy drop pop-up by Francisco Cervelli. And that allowed, when it was all over, to have 3 unearned runs scored by the Red Sox. And that's the difference in this game right now. David Ortiz had a solo home run in the first inning, that one to dead center field. Pitch outside. Yankees have actually out-hit the Red Sox.
Think about Clay Buchholz, so he did not walk a batter tonight. Walks always lead to complications.
Count 2-0.
Well, of late, the Yankees have had some tough times with pitchers with good changeups. You saw it with Shields down in Tampa Bay, and Markham also had a good changeup during the Toronto series.
Tomlin in Cleveland.
Tomlin.
Yeah, that young pitcher.
The 2-0.
O'Sullivan, another good young pitcher with a good changeup. They're listening to your advice, Al.
Ricky Romero.
Yeah, another
had
good
a real
pitcher.
good changeup. And throwing a jet.
They're listening to your advice about learning changeups.
Swinging on 3-0 and grabbed there in short right field by Cano, and the throw gets past Teixeira and past Cervelli, and Ortiz is standing on first. He never turned around. When he did, it was too late.
The Red Sox dugout was waving him to second, but they couldn't get his attention. Cano wheels, fires, and it throws offline. Teixeira trying to maintain contact with the bag, now thinking that he has backup on the throw. This is actually going to go as a base hit. But Cervelli was offline. Throw gets by him. Ortiz thought about it, but he knew he wasn't going to make it. And he gets, I guess it's called an infield single. He doesn't get many of them.
So here's Victor Martinez, and a strike.
So often you watch Robbie Cano do some really magical stuff out at second base that I think maybe he had a chance to plant his feet. Would have been a little closer, but probably would have had him.
I think he had more time than he thought he had.
Yeah.
I think he got to realize who's running down to first.
The 0-1. 1-1.
Chance for Chad Godin to put up a scoreless inning. His last 6 appearances haven't been what he's wanted. 7 earned runs in almost 12 innings.
Papelbon's ready. He's been throwing out there. Martinez, 1 for 4 today. Popped to short, fly to center, grounded to second, and a single right center off the glove of Nick Swisher. Grounded foul.
Other decisions the Red Sox are going to have to make. We can mention Papelbon, Michael. Martinez will be a free agent as well.
Papelbon, Martinez, Ortiz, Lowell. They have a lot of money coming off the books, but they have to decide how they want to Beltre.
What they're going to do, who they're going to keep, who they're going to let go. Tough decisions.
Well, they're certainly not going to keep Lowell at his age. That contract runs out this year, and he's been great for them. The 1-2. Now the interesting thing, he was a throw-in. They had to take him in order to get Josh Beckett, and he turned out to be really a very good player for them. Actually came out of the Yankee system. Two, and the count 3-2. There's Josh Beckett, and he is going to start on Sunday night. Josh Beckett against his former teammate A.J. Burnett.
Should be a good one.
Wind's starting to whip up here at the stadium. The flags over the grandstand, straight out. The 3-2, driven the other way, and out of play. Looks like the flags have some starch in them.
Cool breeze coming in.
It feels like cold front coming in. Refreshing air.
Rain.
No, let's not go that far.
Runner goes. 3-2 is skied the other way, so they had Ortiz running on 3-2 and 1 out.
Getting his running in.
Ortiz with 10 career stolen bases. It's in double figures.
Runner goes. That one's popped up. Ortiz will have to get back. And Granderson makes the catch for the second out. Earlier today, Andy Pettit, who's on the DL with a groin issue, had a full bullpen program working off the mound. And he's getting close.
Well, I think they are in trust in that he's going to come back 100%. And certainly what he's meant to this team, an all-star type year.
I wonder, Al, if something good could come out of it. I mean, he was pitching great, but you shut down a 38-year-old for a month. Maybe he's a lot fresher for the last month and maybe a postseason.
I think a lot depends on how quickly he can get back into the form he was in before he was injured.
Right.
Which, if he can get back to all-star form within a start, the Yankees are rolling.
If there's no residual to his groin injury, I don't see why not.
Popped up, shallow center. Cano covering a lot of ground. Hauls it in. In the ninth, no runs ahead, no errors, and one man left on base. Last licks coming up for the Yankees. Cervelli, Gardner, and Jeter stay right here against Papelbon. any kind of good feeling out of the fact that the Yankees are trailing in the bottom of the ninth. They have had decent success against the Red Sox closer. You see he's got 26 saves, but in his career against the Yankees, 0-5, 4.59. That's in 32 games. He served up some big home runs. He served up home runs against Marcus Timms and Alex Rodriguez in the rain at Fenway, and those are the numbers that I'm talking about. So 12 saves in 32 games. And in 4 appearances against the Yankees this year, Papelbon has a 13.50 ERA. So the crowd getting into it as the Yankees send up Jorge Posada to pinch hit for Francisco Cervelli. And Papelbon deals a strike. Picked up a save on Tuesday against the Indians, and he became the first pitcher ever to record at least 25 saves in each of his first 5 full seasons. There's a ground ball to Lowell. He flips to Papelbon, who comes down with a high throw for the first out.
Well, with Youkilis going down with the thumb injury, Mike Lowell also coming off a disable with a hip injury. A little rusty over there at first base. This little shovel pass ended up being high for Papelbon.
Well, Lowell's a former Gold Glover at third base. Right. You don't flip many balls to anybody at third. You're going to have to do this over at first base, and it's something you work on quite a bit in spring training. So this is like no spring training. He just has to get this done.
You saw Papelbon yelling earlier. Pitchers would rather have that ball sooner than later for obvious reasons. You know, any collisions or having to find first base.
Here's Gardner, who is 4 for 4 lifetime against Papelbon. I asked Francona today, I said, because of Papelbon's lack of success against the Yankees, would you consider mixing and matching in the 9th inning in these games? Oh, absolutely not. He said, Pap is my closer, and you go with your closer. He said, yeah, they've had some success, but he saved games, and he's had success against them, so no thought whatsoever. The 1-1. There's a strike.
Which it should be, Michael. I mean, you just cited, the first pitcher ever to record 25 saves in the first 5 full seasons. Yeah, has he been as electric maybe a few years ago? At least velocity-wise? No, his velocity's down some. His split finger's better.
A 1-2. Strike 3, and Gardner is down. Well, no, the scoreboard was wrong. I apologize. And the umpire is now signaling that it was wrong, so that's now 1-2. So my bad, as Gardner still alive. And the pitch. Chopped slowly towards second. Lowry for the second out. And the Yankees are down to their final out. And that is going to bring up Derek Jeter. Derek is 1 for 3. Also reached on a hit by pitch. He scored 2 runs. So a sellout crowd here at the stadium. Very, very quiet, as the Yankees have 1 out left. They are down by 3. Pitch outside. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Now the Tampa Bay Rays have lost today. They lost tonight to Toronto 2-1. So the Yankees will be in first place at the end of this night, win or lose by a half game if they lose the game. But the Red Sox will creep to within 5. And their hopes, obviously, will be buoyed by a win like this against the Yankees.
Yeah, a win tonight would be an optimum night for the Red Sox with both the Yankees and the Rays losing.
And there's a strike to count, 2-1. And as we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, 13 DL stints for the Red Sox, major stars. 6 of the 9 starting 9 on opening day have gone on the DL, and they've lost Euclid for the season. And on August 6th, if they could be 5 games out, not a victory, but certainly has to make them feel better than they would if you told them, you know, you're going to lose all those players, and you're probably going to be out of it in August. They're not out of it. Count 3-1. Yankees aren't out of it here as they try to rally.
Well, and unlike many of the other divisions, Michael, and you know this, Kenny, the American League East doesn't play back to a team behind you. You have to win, obviously, to make up the ground. Whereas some of the divisions in baseball, you could actually creep in by not having to play 600-700 ball.
The 3-1 to Jeter.
And the reason being, Al, because all 3 of these teams have very good pitching staffs and starting pitching. So they don't go on long, extended losing streaks. Somebody's going to throw a pretty good game and shut down the opposition.
Well, here's the payoff to Jeter. That was a strike 2, making it 3-2. So Papelbon leans in to get the sign for the payoff. 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Yankees down by 3. And the pitch. They'll do it again. Jeter gets on, Swisher's on deck, and then after that, Teixeira. But 2 men out here in the bottom of the 9th. The Yankee captain, their leadoff hitter, is trying to get on against the Red Sox closer, Jonathan Papelbon. And the 3-2 stays alive.
Makes Derek Jeter such a tough out. Didn't see his approach here, just allowing the ball to track longer into the zone. Just fighting the tough fastball off. Papelbon getting that up to 96 miles an hour.
Papelbon wants a new baseball. Alex tonight has an RBI and 4 at-bats. He'd like to get a couple of swings here in the bottom of the 9th, but next 3 will have to reach. There's Swisher. And Teixeira after him. The 3-2. Just got a piece. Staying alive on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Eric might have chased ball 4 here. We'll take a look. And I think that might have been a little too high, but when you get fastball, you're looking for it. 9th pitch of the bat coming up. You don't want to be called out on strikes to end the ball game.
Defense straight away. Ellsbury a step or 2 toward right center for Jeter. 3-2. Again, he fouled it back. Again, upstairs.
Well, again, this is 95 miles an hour, and it's over the plate, even though it's up. And as Kenny was saying, you're looking fastball as a hitter. You get the fastball. This got some little extra hair, a little rise to it. See above the belt, probably letter high.
The next pitch will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
It's just a game of challenge here.
It'll be an 11 pitch at that.
That's a luxury for Papelbon and the Red Sox to have a 3-run lead. Just keeps pounding the fastball a little closer. He may consider another pitch, because even though Derek has shown he's a little bit late, a couple of those foul balls have been straight back. Starting to get better timing on that fastball.
And the 3-2 again. And again foul back.
Nothing else. He's running his pitch count up, and that might affect if he gets to work tomorrow. 17 pitches overall, but this is the 12th one to Derek Jeter coming up.
And the payoff. He missed. Jeter works a walk on 12 pitches. That's a big league at bat right there.
What an at bat by Derek Jeter, fighting off the pitches, challenging Papelbon did. This ball hooks it a little bit away from. Close off the plate.
Papelbon was chirping. And boy, that was close. And Terry Francona quickly came out of the dugout to break it up, and then the catcher also stepped between Dreckman, who was heading out to the mound. And now Farrell goes out to calm down Jonathan Papelbon.
Well, that's good. You want to calm down. You close here, banging on his chest. Okay. You know what? If there was one thing that maybe Dreckman saw on that catch from Victor Martinez, he pulled the glove back a little. If it's on the corner and the catcher knows it's on the corner, he just sticks it. Watch what he does. He set up middle, so now he reaches a little bit. Now watch he pull. See that little pullback? That may have been the indicator for Brian Dreckman to say, you know what, this ball is off the plate.
You know what? For Martinez to stick the glove in the chest of an umpire, that's like saying, I'll go out and take care of it. Don't worry about it.
I said, Brian, it's Bruce Dreckman.
All right, here's Swisher. They'll let Jeter take second. Nobody holding him on. Lowell playing behind him. That run means nothing. Neither does Swisher's. The guy in the on-deck circle, that means something. Jeter will go. And the pitch is low. Now, have you unnerved Papelbon enough to have him affect him? Because he didn't like that 3-2 call. So that's defensive indifference as Jeter takes second. Takes away any kind of force. Swisher has not had a hit against Papelbon in his career. He's 0 for 3 against the Sox closer. The count is 1-0. A 1-0 pitch. Right in on the hands and foul back. The 1-1. 2-1. Can they get the game to Teixeira? That's the game within the game right now. If you can bring up the tying run, you feel better about things.
I'll tell you, Michael, the way he took that, Kenny, it almost just sit back. That was a nasty little split finger out of Papelbon. And the take that Swisher had there, saw it all the way.
The 2-1. 2-2.
You know, Swisher, during his time with the White Sox, it was kind of brief. Ozigian thought enough of his ability to know the strike zone that he let him off in several ball games. He's the leadoff hitter for the White Sox.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Yankees down by 3. Bottom of the 9th inning. First game of a 4-game set. Sellout crowd here at the stadium. A smidge under 50,000. The 2-2. High fly ball. Left field. Toward the corner. Kalish. He'll make the play. And the Red Sox win 6-3. And Teixeira never gets a swing. So Ryan Kalish with his first big league home run, a 2-run shot, turned a 4-3 game into a 6-3 game, and that ended up being the final as the Yankees lose the first game of this 4-game series, and the Red Sox pull to within 5 of the league-leading Yankees. So Kalish puts it away, ending what is a night that he'll remember forever, and Jonathan Papelbon is fired up as he nails down the save for Clay Buchholz. We'll come back. We'll give out some awards. We still have a lot to do, so stay right here. Red Sox beat the Yankees 6